It is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and blame, like, oh, we didn't have a running game and we didn't have a defense. The truth of the matter is that those parts of the team have played better than expected. And it's not the plan. We drafted a running back in the 7th round. We've ignored the defensive line for years. What the plan is let's see, we drafted a top 10 wide receiver. We drafted a top 10 tight end. We drafted a top 10 right tackle. We took a first overall pick, traded it back, and got DJ Moore. We took a first overall pick and got Caleb Williams. That's the plan, and it's falling short. Just like we could play these games of, oh, well, we should have won this game last year. We should have won that game last year. Okay, well, we could have lost 2 games very easily this year. And if we were 2-4 coming into this game, it would have been a much different conversation about Caleb based off the way he's played. I don't want inflated success. I want real success. And real success comes from executing a plan. And I'm seeing that plan fall short.
Fair. It's a great call, Paul. No question. Absolutely 1,000% fair what he just said.
Appreciate you guys.
Chicago's offense erupted in Week 9, topping 47 points in a back-and-forth shootout with the Bengals, a game that featured over 1,000 total yards of offense, one of the season's most thrilling contests, as Ben Johnson reached into his bag of tricks and a touchdown pass from wide receiver DJ Moore was thrown to quarterback Caleb Williams. The Bears later followed up with a 15-yard touchdown pass from Williams to Olamide Zaccheaus. The Bengals held a narrow 20-17 lead at halftime, with veteran quarterback Joe Flacco connecting with T. Higgins on a 44-yard touchdown pass. Defensively, Chicago struggled to slow Cincinnati's attack, surrendering multiple long drives throughout the game. In the second half, the Bears were able to build a seemingly safe 41-27 lead late in the fourth quarter. However, the Bengals rallied, scoring a touchdown and 2-point conversion with 1:43 remaining, then recovering the onside kick and later scoring a touchdown to take a 42-41 lead with only 54 seconds remaining. Caleb Williams had one last chance. With just 17 seconds left on the clock, Williams connected with rookie tight end Colson Loveland for a gutsy throw over the middle, and the 10th overall pick of the 2025 NFL Draft out of the University of Michigan and 2023 national champion did the rest. Going all the way for a game-winning 58-yard touchdown. The Bears fought till the end and earned the victory 47-42. Receiving leaders put up big numbers. Loveland's game-winning score capped a huge performance, while DJ Moore and other key targets consistently gained yardage. The Bears' ability to convert deep passes and sustain long scoring drives put their offensive firepower on full display and improved the Bears to a 5-3 record.
That's right. The big games keep coming. The job is not done. Do not forget that.
A lot of teams this time of year, you know, you're pushing to stay alive and
make sure you enjoy it, all right? The big games, they keep coming now.
We've got a very strong locker room. We've got a positive veteran influence in there.
Turn me up, man.
I feel very strongly about that group, and nothing's more important than our locker room.
Good, better, better! Good, better, better! Never let it rest! Never let it rest! Good gets better! You better get better! Better get better! You better get better! Bears on 3, 1, 2, 3!
This is classic Walter Payton. He makes contact with the defensive players more than any great back has ever played this game.
Good, better, better! Good, better, better! Never let it rest! Never let it rest! Good gets better! You
nice and respectable.
Never let it rest. Never let it rest. Never let it rest. Till your good gets better. And your better gets best.
You know, there's a certain narrative out there about them, and they want to change that narrative. It's just a matter of time. You know, each guy's gonna have their own moment in the sun, if you will. We're just trying to win a ball game, and so that's the most important thing.
And to be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. I know this is the toughest division of football right now. There's 3 teams that made the playoffs this year. I've got tremendous amount of respect for the coaches and the players in this league, having competed against them for the last 6 years. With that being said, I do have a message here for the players. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. The only way for this team and for you as individual players to reach your potential is to be pushed and to be challenged. And that's exactly what I and my staff plan on doing. We're gonna push, we're gonna challenge. And along with those high standards, there's also gonna be a high level of support as well. That's what it's gonna be about from start to finish. When you walk in, it'll be crystal clear, the communication, the structure, and the consistency. And that will never waver. Listen, it's clear that modern football in the NFL is quarterback driven. That is no secret. You can look at analytics. Right now, quarterback success is a higher predictor of winning and losing than turnover ratio, which has been for 20 plus years. Okay, that's changed. So there's no doubt Caleb played a large component into my decision. He is a phenomenal talent. Our mission starting this spring is to win and to win now.
Take a deep breath, relax. Things are going to start to change now. There's a different level of expectations of what's required of you now that you all are sitting in these seats. I'll share this quote with you. Differences are what make champions, not the similarities. Whatever you can do to help this team win, you need to have that mindset right now. If you want to attain and be a part of something special, which is what is in this room, you got to think differently. And that starts right now. If you work hard for this team, I swear to you, this city will love you.
Care goes a long way. Places that love football, places that care about football, places that have the same goals and aspirations in mind.
I have no idea what to think about this team. We've seen so much inconsistency, but all of it's been overcome. They win. Then you have these flashes. They're able to go toe-to-toe and put points on the board with their offense. One thing's definitely for sure. When it matters the most, the Chicago Bears are playing their best football. And that is exactly what the Bears did when they hosted the Giants in a critical NFC matchup, and they secured a very hard-fought victory. Williams completed 22 of 34 passes, 238 yards, and 2 touchdowns. A pivotal fourth-quarter scoring drive to Odunze. Odunze finishes the game with 7 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. Meanwhile, on the ground, DeAndre Swift rushed for 86 yards, helped sustain time and possession drives that kept the Giants' offense off the field. Tight end Colston Loveland was targeted heavily again, just like he was last week, on intermediate routes, recording 5 catches for 58 yards, providing a reliable safety blanket for Williams while he was under pressure. An iconic Air Caleb moment where Williams spun out of a sack and rolled out to hit Colston Loveland for a 20-yard gain in a crucial moment. It's one of the most memorable plays of the entire 2025 Chicago Bears season. Now, trailing 20-10, 4 minutes left into the game, the Bears come back and begins. Caleb showed off his leadership and athleticism by running in a 17-yard touchdown with just 1 minute 47 seconds left in the game, putting the Bears ahead 24-20, sealing the dramatic home victory. When it matters the most, the Bears are playing their best football.
We win, we lose. People have stuff to say. It was lucky, it was not lucky. People have stuff to say.
Said it kind of slows down for him. Everything, you know, some people might speed up and feel the pressure that moment. Everything kind of slows down for him.
It doesn't matter. We're only worried about what's going on here.
That's a great quarterback.
It's a long season.
I just want to keep stacking wins.
Obviously, you work and you want to catch fire as soon as possible, but you want to make sure you're hitting strides at the right time and the right peak of the season.
And honestly, I just do my job. You know, I come out here trying to execute the plays and maximize the opportunities that come my way.
I love winning. I guess we guys love winning, so it's a great feeling. We all happy. And if it's like this every week, we all gonna lose some years off our life, but we're gonna be good.
This is gonna be a challenge. I am well aware of that. I know what this division's about. Nothing more important than that locker room and us serving that locker room and those players. All right? They need to understand that, and they need to feel that from us every single day. And if we do that, the wins are going to come.
Chicago grinded out a huge road win in a low-scoring physical game. Caleb Williams didn't force anything. Finishing with 192 passing yards and a touchdown, he protected the football and extended drives when it mattered most. That's winning quarterback play. Rome Odunze was clutch on third down.
Look at this effort. Good decision, kind of a quick throw.
Hauling in 64 yards and consistently moving the chains. On the ground, DeAndre Swift set the tone with 76 rushing yards, keeping the offense on schedule and helping Chicago dominate the time of possession. Special teams, absolutely clutch. Cairo Santos drilled 3 field goals, including the game winner, proving once again how valuable points are in tight NFC matchups. And defensively, the Bears would slam the door, holding the Minnesota Vikings to just 17 points. They limited explosive plays, and the unit delivered a massive fourth-quarter stop to seal the victory. With the win, Chicago would move to 7-3 and pick up key momentum in their race to take back the NFC North.
That's been a huge part of our season so far, where late in the game there that we've been able to pull it out at the end, and we know we're not out of it. Every minute within that 60 minutes is really important for us. What's come to fruition is just the fact that these are a bunch of mentally tough guys. I think it speaks volumes about how they're wired mentally. They kind of step up to the plate when the pressure's on. So I think that's what we've seen so far.
The Chicago Bears defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-28 at Soldier Field, earning their 4th victory in a row and 8th in 9 games. The game was a tightly contested back-and-forth affair from the start. Pittsburgh managed to take a 21-14 lead late in the second quarter. The Bears' offense responded efficiently, ultimately scoring 17 unanswered points that spanned the second and fourth quarters to build a commanding 31-21 lead. This run included a crucial field goal just as the first half expired, adding valuable points heading into halftime. Bears quarterback Caleb Williams was instrumental in the win, throwing for 3 touchdowns. The Chicago defense, despite being severely depleted by injuries, missing all 3 starting linebackers and 2 starting cornerbacks, generated 2 key takeaways during the game. The offense successfully capitalized on both of these turnovers, turning them into points. The Steelers, playing without their injured star quarterback Aaron Rodgers, relied heavily on their ground game, which managed to accumulate 186 rushing yards. Pittsburgh managed to cut the Bears' lead to 31-28 with just over 6 minutes remaining after a long, sustained 17-play drive that consumed a significant amount of clock time. The Bears' injury-riddled defense was forced to make one final stand in the game's closing minutes to preserve their lead. With the Steelers driving near midfield in the final minute of play, the defense delivered the decisive play. On a fourth down attempt, safety Jaquan Brisker managed to tip a pass at the line of scrimmage with only 17 seconds left on the clock, effectively sealing the victory for Chicago. The win boosted the Bears' record to 8-3, solidifying their grip on the NFC North.
Bears at Eagles. Now, this was a statement game, period. It was a short week, Black Friday. The Bears were on the road in Philadelphia against the defending Super Bowl champions. Yeah, that's right. So win this game, and the Chicago Bears move up to 9-3 and claim the number 2 seed in the NFC. No pressure, right? Run the ball, take their will, right? Now, from the opening kick, the Bears made one thing very clear. This game was going to be played on their terms. Now, the Bears offense unleashed a dominant ground attack, piling up 281 rushing yards. That's a clinic in physical football, folks. DeAndre Swift went over 100 yards against his former team and scored the game's first touchdown. And Kyle Monangai, the other side of this two-headed monster, well, he also topped 100 yards, making this the first time since 1985 that 2 Bears running backs hit the century mark in the same game, folks. Monangai added his 4th straight with a rushing touchdown and continued his breakout stretch. Now, Philadelphia knew that the run was going to come, so they did what they could, but they still couldn't stop it. As far as defense goes, well, the defense sets the tone. We know this. And while the offense controlled the clock, the Bears' defense flat out stole momentum. 2 turnovers forced from Jalen Hurts, who had thrown only 1 interception all season before this game. And then Kevin Byard snagged his NFL-leading 6th interception, continuing his all-pro caliber year. And then came the moment that changed everything. Nahshon Wright forced and recovered the fumble football. He snuck around and he stripped that thing out. He forced it, stuffing that drive, and that could have really swung the game, folks. Now, Lincoln Financial Field turned hostile. Caleb delivered the dagger, the 28-yard strike to Cole Kmet for the 6th. And then we had a score of 24-9. It was just ugly, folks. Ball game. And this wasn't Philly had an off day. This was a statement.
Good, better, bad! Good, better, bad! Never let it run! Never let it run! It's good, get better! It's good, get better! It better get better! It better get better! Bears on 3, 1, 2, 3!
End of the day, just really proud of everybody involved. You know, short week, we really hadn't had one of those yet.
Yeah, I think it's mindset, and I think it's just execution.
You know, both the backs, over 100 yards was just outstanding. We knew it was going to be a race trying to get everything in and kind of harping on the guys that the details were going to be the difference here this week. And
we work our tail off to try and, not have these, situations.
You know, we got good veteran leadership to help keep everybody in line, and
you could feel decisiveness. You could feel them hitting it downhill.
Just focus on the small details, doing our job, execution.
I think our guys have done a great job. Just this pursuit of getting better each and every week, because I think the guys still see that we're capable of a lot more than what we put on tape already.
Yeah, it's frustration. Just because we shot ourselves in the foot. I think more than anything.
Going ahead and turn the page here to Green Bay, and it's a good team, man. They're playing good football right now. They've really come on, especially these last 3 games. Offense is playing at a high level.
This is a big game for us.
The quarterback is very accurate.
It's a big game for them.
Play fake, looking to throw, going deep, searching for DJ Moore, over the shoulder, catch, made, touchdown Bears! It's over at Soldier Field!
All of us like to think that we're the most well-rounded coaches on the planet, but that's just not the case.
They weren't necessarily confusing us or doing anything too out of the ordinary. It's a good D coordinator, and they've been a good defense throughout this year.
They're pretty loaded across the board.
not making the plays. Obviously, we want to focus on having a better outcome and starting fast. You know, you love being in these games. You love being in these competitive games. You love being in these high-stake games. You love being in, you know, away games and things like that.
So we've got a tall task here.
Your road still goes through us.
You know, we get asked the question like, oh, who's better, Jordan Love or Caleb Williams or this and that? Well, it's like, I don't like to look at it that way. I like to look at it in the terms of value. Or what type of play are you getting for what you're spending on it? You guys are spending a lot on Jordan Love, man. He's falling short for you guys. I think he's going to be the reason why you don't ultimately achieve what you want to achieve. I don't know. What do you think about Jordan Love? What do you think?
I think you can say that, but you don't know.
Along this road, I want you to understand that I stand here today and I just want you to know that I know that it is not me. I want you to know that there was a tremendous investment by so many people. And that is the reason I am here. Let me introduce you to my team. And to be on this team, you got to be able to give sacrifice. You got to be able to have integrity. You got to be able to have character. You got to be able to keep coming back, no matter how tough, no matter how hard it gets. Keep coming back. Nothing is free. You want it, you got to give it. You got to give everything you've got, son, and then more.
I hold grudges. I hold all of that. And so when I see you, I'll remember it. And so when we get on the field and things like that, you'll hear from me. I'm not one to sit back and allow you to tarnish what I've earned and worked for, and how I live my everyday life.
The Bears had an opportunity for a get-right game against the struggling Cleveland Browns. Chicago jumped out to an early lead in the first quarter with a 6-yard rushing touchdown from DeAndre Swift. And Caleb Williams added a 3-yard touchdown pass to TJ Moore. The offense controlled the game with a balanced attack, totaling 361 yards of offense. Williams finished the game with 242 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, while Swift rushed for a cool 98 yards. The Bears' defense was the highlight of the game, holding the Browns to a single field goal. They forced 3 interceptions and converted those takeaways into 17 points in the second half. The defense registered 5 sacks and held the Browns' rookie QB, Shedeur Sanders, to a 30.3 passer rating. The Browns' offense struggled immensely, managing only 192 total yards and failing to score a single touchdown. The Browns' defense allowed 30 points for the second consecutive week. And another Air Caleb moment of the Iceman himself, guiding a missile through traffic on a frozen rope straight to DJ Moore. The blowout victory was the most lopsided win Chicago had since 2020. The Bears demonstrated their ability to handle a struggling team, a performance that spoke volumes about their potential as a top NFC contender.
In terms of the game, I thought the guys did a great job coming out and taking care of the business. You know, you come off a very highly emotional game. The easy thing to do is allow that to spiral out of control. This was really an outstanding performance. I mean, there's a number of areas, you know, you win a game 31-3, and there's still a number of areas where we need to address, and we need to continue to get better as a team.
Were the guys, when I fell flat on my face, they were there to say, hey, Mike, get up, you can do it. They were there to pick me up, they were there to encourage me, and they were there to tell me the truth. Not to say because there was so much cheering. There were so many people just cheering. And it was loud and it was rowdy. It was a band. People today say, these fans are crazy. Hey, man, you are the greatest. I want you to know that it's because of you.
Our rivalry team, the Green Bay Packers. This was the Rivalry rematch, part 2. And ladies and gentlemen, it was nothing short of spectacular. The fact that we started off a little rugged, a little out of sync, a little inconsistent, I knew coming into this game, this team was more than motivated after the first damn game that we played against them. Got away from us. They laid the dollar short in that game. But guess what? We came with all the motivation, all the intensity, and all the fire that you can muster up inside your damn body.
There were so many people just cheering. and it was loud and it was rowdy.
Put to rest this whole idea that them Green Bay Packers owned us. Because that team in that locker room, our Bears team, knew what was at stake.
Give sacrifice. You got to be able to have integrity. You got to be able to have character. You got to be able to keep coming back, no matter how tough, no matter how hard it gets. Keep coming back.
Coming into our house, we knew how much more we wanted this than they did, and we took care of business. Despite the fact that we were down early in this game, we were never out. Rightful place as the damn division leaders of the NFC North, where we rightfully damn deserve.
Looking to throw, going deep, searching for DJ Moore, over the shoulder, catch, made, touchdown Bears! It's over at Soldier Field!
Chicago against the damn world. Gentlemen, listen to me. The light is on. Can you feel the Iceman coming? And he's coming with the chills. There is no quarterback more clutch, more quarter clutch than our quarterback. We ended that game the way it was supposed to end it.
It's gonna get better! It's gonna get better! It better get better! It better get better! Bears on 3, 1, 2, 3! I think we became a team today! We became a team!
All you gotta do is want it as much as we know we want it. You want it that much?
Bear down! It's week 17 in the 2025 NFL season, and the Chicago Bears are coming off of an overtime win against the Green Bay Packers in week 16. Now, in a short week, with the locker room battling the flu, the Bears will travel across the country to Santa Clara, California to take on the San Francisco 49ers. And the 49ers are playing their best football. Kyle Shanahan has the team coached up and ready for the playoffs. Just 2 years ago, they took the Chiefs to overtime in the Super Bowl, and the team is hungry to get back and win it. The most challenging opponent of the season. It became a shootout that featured constant lead changes. The game started with a bang for the Bears as linebacker T.J. Edwards intercepted Brock Purdy's first pass from scrimmage. He returned it 34 yards for a touchdown. However, the 49ers offense quickly responded, and both teams traded touchdowns throughout the first half, resulting in a 20-21 tie. This game was noted as the first time in NFL history a regular season game had been tied at 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35 points. And man, it was an exciting football game. Brock Purdy accounted for 5 touchdowns, 3 passing, 2 rushing, while Christian McCaffrey added 140 rushing yards and a touchdown. Caleb Williams, he led a solid offensive performance for Chicago, throwing for a season-high 330 yards and 2 touchdowns with no interceptions. Rookie wide receiver Luther Burden had a breakout game with 8 catches for 138 yards and a touchdown, while tight end Colston Loveland added a touchdown catch as well. The Bears defense, however, struggled to contain the potent 49ers offense, allowing 496 total yards and 42 points. In the fourth quarter, the Bears took a 38-35 lead on a Cairo Santos field goal with just over 5 minutes remaining, but the 49ers responded with the 38-yard game-winning touchdown pass from Brock Purdy to Juwan Jennings with 2 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock. Cardiac Bears marched down the field, reaching the San Francisco 2-yard line with only seconds remaining. On the final play of the game, a pass from Caleb Williams intended for Jahdae Walker in the end zone fell incomplete. No moral victories in the NFL, but the Bears fought to the very end and proved they belong with the best team in the NFC.
Not good enough to win this game, not good enough to win, the upcoming games. And so we got to get better, all sides of the ball. But speaking on offense, Whatever happens on the other side of the ball, it's not something that we can control. So we have to control what we can, and we got to come out starting fast, being better, and we'll do that here coming up. You can't dwell on the past, but you got to find ways to correct what you did in the past and through the losses.
A win is a win. Even better when we play the Packers.
Said last night, you make your money in the regular season, but in the postseason, legacy, your name, everything, and so that's us.
You got to get a good rush with these three guys. So you got 5 offensive linemen blocking 3 rushers. Someone's got to be able to put some pressure on Jordan Love.
Wow.
Yes.
Don't even be stunned. It's normal. This is Ben Johnson normal. My goodness, I cannot believe it. Your Bears have ended a decade and a half of heartbreak, change, reimagining, rethinking, and look what they brought here. Game is over. Game is over. The Bears have come from all the way behind, and they beat the Green Bay Packers 31-27. All the ghosts of 15 seasons have been released into this cold January night. And the Bears, 5 coaches after they won their last playoff game, Ben Johnson brought belief into that building at Hallis Hall, and the belief carried over into a one-play-at-a-time mentality, down 21-3 at halftime. And they come all the way back to take the lead, 31-27. They brought us to the brink, Tommy. Bears are going to the divisional round, baby. Snap back, 4-man rush. Caleb with a double move, throw down left sideline. DJ Moore inside the 5, end zone, touchdown! Touchdown Bears! They've taken the lead on the Packers with 1:43 to go. 25 yards, the same connection. Week 16, a walk-off win. This connection, a 3-point lead. Wow!
Go win a bunch of games, and then long-term goal, just win in life overall, just be successful. That's really my only long-term goal. Go be successful in the pros, go and try to be the best that you can in the pros.
With the first pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams.
I hold grudges, I hold all of that. And so when I see you, I'll remember it. And so when we get on the field and things like that, you'll hear from me. I'm not one to sit back and allow you to tarnish what I've earned and worked for, and how I live my everyday life, which is with respect, caring and love, and taking care of people and working hard.
You know, reflecting on the season and then looking, there's a time where you got to pair everything together. Look at your roster at the end of the year. You look at free agency, you look at the draft, just to get a snapshot of everything and what the path looks like. And as we were kind of going through it, we knew on film that the talent that Caleb had was undeniable, and it's one of those things where it pops off the tape for you. So at that point, looking through the tape was there. It really came down to knowing the person to make sure he was a good fit for everything. So once all that came together, we knew that was going to be the direction we were going to go in.
He was asked to do the play calls or anything of that nature. And so now we're asking him to to be a little bit more structured in terms of the play calls. Sometimes there's multiple calls. You know, there's shifts, there's motions. There's a lot more going on mentally than probably there's ever been for him. And so at some point, this thing starts slowing down, and he's going to be able to catch up, and his physical ability will take over from there. It takes time to build that trust. It's really easy to lose that trust.
I take pride in, trying to retain it all, every single detail that we have.
It's dependability, it's consistency, it's production on a day in and day out basis.
Retaining all that information, all of it makes sense to me, and being able to go out there and execute.